Welcome, we're the Eyes of Harmony. I'm Nick.
And I'm Conrad.
And today we're going to be talking about Series 10 and beyond for Doctor Who. So first of all, we're going to talk about Series 10, how we think they should do it, and like from what we've seen from the small coming soon trailer after Doctor Mysterio, which I was so excited for. I was so glad they did that. Because it really gets you hyped and, you know, keeps you interested.
It does.
And it looks good. And then we're going to talk about how we think maybe even the far future, all the way up to like the 60th and 70th anniversary should go. Just some like general some ideas.
Yeah.
So Series 10. I mean, I'm getting quite a good feel from it. A different feel from what I felt before seeing the series trailers. This one definitely makes me feel a lot more like Series 4 and 3, kind of the way it's set up. First episode introduced the companion, all normal, no Clara-based rubbish, and no like Amy-based, you know, like all childhood, and now she's an adult, and she's dying all over. Just a normal person.
Just a person.
Just gets invited, you know, the actual
Still London
way.
Girl, though.
Yeah, but I like the twist on everybody thought she was going to be at the uni, and now she actually just serves chips at the uni, but then she's actually in the lecture room. So I think she obviously like slips in to because I think you can see her in the lecture. But yeah, so it's good. I'm getting a better vibe from this companion. I mean, yeah, she asks loads of questions.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not exactly a bad character point.
Well, it does. It's a
bit concerning. Yeah.
Like, because depending on the amount she does it, it could get really annoying really fast. It just depends on how they execute it. The trailer didn't give me a good impression on that because of like they had the quick succession of all these questions.
Too many questions.
Maybe they won't be so bad in the actual thing. I have no idea, but that is the one bit of the trailer which is making me go, maybe not. Don't do that.
I mean, I don't get why they always show the Doctor's wife TARDIS flying. I mean, come on, just don't bother with TARDIS flying if you're going to just reuse clips from Series 6, for heaven's sake, 4 seasons afterwards. Anyway, so we see a bit of Nardole, and that's fine. I'm as we spoke about him in Return of Doctor Mysterio. I didn't actually hate him. He was okay. He did some stuff. But
I mean, he was more of a
grounded person.
Thankfully, he didn't become like a massive part of the story. Like I know there was some complaints about him not doing enough, but I think the thing is that if he did too much, he'd get annoying. He was at a level to where he was amusing enough, but not too overbearing to where we could get annoyed with him and start hating him. They managed to get a nice enough balance with his character in that episode.
Definitely.
I have no idea if it will sway at all. In the episodes, I guess we'll see.
Yeah,
and of course, depending on the episode, it might be better or worse. Who knows?
Yeah, it depends. I think on what the story is and how they add him in it. I think from what it looks like, we see them walking a cornfield towards this city. This looks like her first adventure out in the TARDIS. Like her first question, which way's Earth? Which I think is quite a natural one, really. Question, you're so far away. You always wonder where home is. So,
which direction?
And that city looks like it's where those two robots are from, and that's obviously written by Frank Cottrell Boyce. A name which did appear because I was on the Wikipedia page list of Doctor Who episodes, and there was every single one had titles. Episodes.
Now, whether or not that was
by the evening, they were all gone. So
now that could be easily anyone can edit Wikipedia. So somebody could have just edited the page, download a bunch of names which they brought up, and then it's just taken up because it's misinformation, or it could be a leak. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
But the supposed name for it was the Emoji Planet,
I don't really like.
Not
it
much
when,
confidence, and I hope there's not another beast below.
I don't like it when Doctor Who tries to be too hip, because that makes it go dated very fast. Like a lot of Doctor Who in the past has managed to say relatively relevant. Okay, there are the odd thing here and there, which that's very much of its time. But a lot of the things which they do, the stories which they tell, remain relevant and are kind of timeless. A lot of the stories. Something like Emoji Planet is this kind of story. If it is called Emoji Planet,
You don't expect much.
Which we don't know. We don't expect much from it because, well, just trying to tie it into modern culture is kind of cringy, and emojis are things which they're just sort of there, and like, why do they need to be a bigger thing than just a smiley face on a keyboard? Like, I guess we could go over this.
It's like Happiness Patrol. If it's going along that way, I hope it's something along those lines, like always be happy. Like they can do something like kids. But that is the only best case scenario, I think, for that. That's best case.
I mean, it's especially if they call it that. We'll look back at it at 10 years and just laugh at how dumb we were.
Well, not we were.
Other people, yeah. Well, us as a species.
Oh, yeah.
And that and the Emoji Movie, but
oh my god,
we don't even need to talk about that.
So then there's episode 3, which is written by Sarah Dollard, who Face the Raven was good. It got ruined by Hellbent. That is the only problem. If Clara had stayed dead and that was her final episode, that would have been
a very effective ending.
That would have been an awesome episode. But due to Hellbent, it's actually taken a massive dump on that story. But I mean, in terms of writing, it was pretty good.
Pretty good. I mean, it's not. I don't think it was particularly stand out until like.
It's because not much happened because it was very much a talky one.
No,
it's just. But anyway, she's writing a historical one. So I mean that's interesting. It looks a bit Victorian again though, which is a bit disappointing.
Also, you manage to have a machine that can go anywhere in time and space, and you choose to repeatedly go to Victorian London. Why?
If I'd be more okay with it if it's Bill who chooses it, because she might just be more interested in it. But the thing is that it's mainly because it's just, I think it's easier for them to film in, but it's just annoying.
Easily, yeah.
At least it's not the.
But set it slightly differently. You don't have to set it in Victorian London. Set it in Georgian London or slightly before Victorian.
Well, it might be
slightly vary it a bit at the very least.
It might be,
if not, take it somewhere completely different.
There's
the very places we got in the past is something all gone. Like, oh no, if we're going to go back to the past, we're nearly always going to Victorian London, minus Vikings, I guess.
That was good. That felt different.
Yeah, that was different.
Anyway, so, I mean, there's this shot where there's these soldiers on the staircase. It's kind of a far-out shot, but I kind of looked up their design in uniform, and it came up as Victorian. I may be wrong, so if you are, please just put a message below and tell me what it is, because it's always good to learn. But I'm thinking it might be when the Thames is frozen over and something's in the water. I think it could be something along those lines. Not entirely sure, though, yet, because we don't know. It might be something completely different, but because it's snowy later on, when the Doctor's in that kind of costume and is reaching down, holding Bill's hand and trying to pull her up. I think it might be something to do with water, but the thing is in the first episode, it's something to do with water, with evil puddles. So I'm confused there. But like later on, when there's that guy in, I think it's the Doctor in the costume when he jumps into the frozen lake thing. That looks more like it's from this episode because it's all snowy and frozen over.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There might be just 2 episodes related to water, I guess, which is a bit odd.
Little odd, unless either A, they tie it in together, or B, they go off very different ideas.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of the episode 1, the screaming lady.
Yeah.
My initial thought, which I don't absolutely, it pretty much I don't think it would be, but my first thought there when just seeing the face and all the water was the flood.
Yeah. The thing is,
Waters of Mars. I don't think it is. I severely doubt
it's a different creature.
But you can't see the similarities there. The kind of more washed out, the darker stuff under the eyes, the water spurting out. It does look like that, except for the lack of a cracked skin stuff. That is kind of what ruins it in terms of just looking at it. But if that is the idea behind it, kind of similar, then there's really no point in not making it.
I love water.
Though, in all fairness, I don't think it's the kind of a creature that needs to return. Like, that episode works on its own. It doesn't need more to it.
Yeah, I hope it's not.
Yeah.
Because it was so good, Waters of Mars, you just want to leave it. Oh,
Yeah,
so creepy.
exactly.
Every time that girl, where she's like looking at the screen and like the wall of water's coming towards her.
Yeah.
And she just transfers. It's so disturbing.
It really
that
is.
Was like,
it really
that,
is.
That almost made it like probably like a 50, and that just her one change of spasm. Oh god, it's creepy. But anyway, yeah. So creepy water. We also see like the Doctor in a group of people running at the university. So I think it's working with quite a few people at the uni. But yeah, we also we see this kind of wooden creature, which we all think is from Mike, even Bartlett, called the Haunted Hub is what its kind of official one. It's been that one's been confirmed, which is the guy who played Poirot in it. So that one I'm very interested about because it looks kind of darker. We also see that blue guy. That's the Jamie Matheson one. The one where they're all in the spacesuits is for episode 5, which is Jamie Matheson, and I trust that one to be a pretty decent one after Jamie Matheson's track record being pretty good with Flatline, Mummy on the Orient Express, and The Girl Who Died. They were all pretty solid stories, enjoyable at least.
Yeah.
We also see clips of when the Doctor and Pearl were in the Dalek thing, so now that actually is part of a series.
They've made it part of the series,
which I quite like, because I think I wouldn't have liked that.
I just hope they don't use the same clip and just put it into the episode.
Yeah, well, she asked what's the Dalek, so I think it might be. But hey ho, we don't know. And that we're needed in 2017 message that he got on his psychic paper could be about the colony. The colony that from Dr. Mysterio, who's going to overtake UNIT, which is really cool. Good idea. I like that. So then we get that really beautiful far out shot with the TARDIS in like the middle of this like vast field, which people are saying is from Rona Munro's The Eaters of Light.
Which I'm looking forward to.
Just that shot alone is beautiful. I might make that my laptop screen background, and it just looks so beautiful, that shot, and it reminds me a lot of the Sontaran experiment. Like just that shot, it's beautiful. And yeah, I'm so glad they put that in, because that is one of the best shots in the entire thing. But yeah, the other big thing is we see the Movellans. Only for a short moment, but I've got a really good picture right here where you can see it braided and its gun. You can see the braided hair, gun, and the clothes.
Yeah.
Which is a really good one, and there's another one where you can see them in the background. That'll be on screen now, obviously. So that's really interesting that they're bringing them back.
Yeah, it's Destiny. Interesting. I wonder how that all tied together, because of course if they'll just do a straight up kind of Destiny kind of sequel, or whether or not it'll be something a bit bigger.
Well,
I don't know.
It can't be. The thing is, if they were going to do a Destiny sequel, use the Destiny Daleks. Don't use the Russell T Davies Daleks. I wish they'd get a continuity of right Daleks for right scenario, and I wish they would do an entire story with like William Hartnell Daleks. It would be really cool to see, It would
be nice.
They look great in The Magician's Apprentice. They look brilliant on screen. So do them, please.
Yeah, I just wonder what they're going to do with them. Like, if it's just going to be an outright fight between those two, or maybe they'll incorporate other enemies of the Daleks into it. Perhaps.
I hope they just do those two, or I think it will get too cluttered, especially if it's only a one episode one.
Depends on what they add into it, I suppose.
People are thinking that this one is one of episodes either 6 or 7, and that's directed by Daniel Neffin. I can't say it. But yeah, or it could be Toby Whithouse's episode, which is episode 8. But when I looked on here and it was shown, no, it was a different one. But yeah, another one, which was one of the episode titles, which was on Wikipedia when I did look, was Cyberspace, which is a bit of an interesting one, because we see no shots of the Cybermen here.
No, but either they haven't been filmed, or they just want to keep it back. Because cyberspace. I thought it was. Sorry, cyberspace. Could apply. Isn't necessarily Cyberman inherently, so it could throw people off. But if it is Cybermen, I'd be happy to see them back, depending on how they do it. Because they kind of screwed with them recently, and I hope that they kind of fix that.
Well, it's not written by Moffat, so it's all good.
Yeah, that is good.
But yeah, and the other one which was on there was basically Sleep Once More, which was Mark Gatiss, or Gatiss, however you say it. And basically, obviously, that would be a sequel to Sleep No More.
Yeah.
But obviously, we have no confirmation for that, so we can't do that. Then there's another shot of like the Doctor with some priests in the TARDIS, and it's just some general kind of shots. There's punching a guy. There's some bubble, and basically, yeah, it's intriguing, and I'm excited because it looks a bit more less less series arc, more just adventures in time and space. A lot like last series, which is why I think I enjoyed last series a bit more.
Yeah, I enjoyed the last series a lot more.
Yeah, because like just stuff which keeps it so connected does become a massive pain. It's just annoying, really. I mean, like, I'm enjoyed that 5 and 6 did what it did, but I just want to go back to how Russell T Davies had it. That was a lot
5
more
was self-contained enough to where it was very much insane. 6 was too overblown.
Yeah,
6 went too far. 7 was
just a mess. It was too. It shouldn't have had a split.
8 was
okay, but the relationship is boring, and when you go back and watch it, it really isn't good on the second watch. It's just a pain. First watch, it's fine, but second watches, it just becomes an absolute like bore to watch, because you know what happens in the end. I mean, the death at the start of Dark Water is that was so well done, but like, because I didn't see it coming. I didn't see Danny die, but it just became a pain. It just no. And then with Last Christmas as well, it was like, just go away, die.
Clara.
I mean, I like the actor, but yeah. But anyway, yeah. So it's feeling a lot more like it used to. It's in the spring, which is where, to me, Doctor Who should just live, because that's how it's been ever since 2005. Upshur, good old David Tennant, even Matt Smith Series 1, and then it was even in the spring for the start of Series 6, and then they decided to do the split. Which was just so annoying. So goddamn annoying! Because it messed up the rest of the years, because then 2012 only had 5 episodes, and then 2013 didn't even have a whole series, and it was a 50th anniversary year. We're crying out loud. And Series 8 wasn't till the end of the next year, and same with Series 9, and then this year we've got nothing except one story. So, you know, it was Series 6, which basically has messed up the overall next 4 seasons.
Yeah.
So finally, I think Doctor Who's back in its home spot. It won't have Strictly knocking about its airing point, so hopefully it'll be a lot more about like 6:45 showing, 6:30, 7:15, around that time, where it's much better, not 8:15. It's too late for young kids. It needs to be a family show. Tea time watching. So I'm just very happy that's its spot. That's where it's going to be. So yeah, I mean, in some ways, I think they should kill Nardole off. They could really build up his character to make you like him, and then go for the kill. I think that would be quite a good one to do. I mean, obviously, there's been the rumours, which we'll move on to later, of Peter Capaldi leaving, so that when Chris Chibnall comes in, he's going to have basically a clean slate, like Stephen Moffat did.
But at the same time, Peter Capaldi himself doesn't know. He is conflicted. He's been putting off that decision. He's been saying whether or not he's decided now. I don't think
he'll decide until they've finished filming this season, and then he'll either think, "Can I do another one? Am I up for another one, or do I want to move on?"
Yeah, I personally hope that he does do one more. One more. He doesn't need another 2 seasons, but in Matt Smith's era, there was a bit of it's actually a slightly awkward transition, because I think when Moffat kind of got the reins on it, and when everyone started writing for it, not everyone was quite sure, transition, how to write for the new Doctor and all that. And of course, we will always get a bit of that every new season you get, but to have a time where the head writer gets used to what they're doing with a pre-established version of the Doctor, it kind of helps to. And he gets a better idea of how to write for a Doctor, so that when he gets to a new Doctor, he can take what he learnt from writing for the previous Doctor and bring it into the new one. Well,
yeah.
It was awkward in the series 5 because while generally that series was pretty solid, Matt Smith felt like David Tennant in that series, especially.
Yeah, it was very much samey, and then he kind of got his own character.
He did. I mean, they never entirely bucked that because, like, even to the end, like, he was a bit more David Tennant than anybody else. Like, they kind of did follow the same.
Yeah, at least Capaldi's been different enough.
Yeah, Capaldi's been very different. But as I said, like, I think getting to be head writer for a season, with the pre-established Doctor will help the transition for fans and for the writer himself and all the writers around him. I think it would be useful to give him one more season.
I think one problem also is that Chibnall isn't writing for this season, Series 10, from what we know. There's still to be confirmed writers, but from when it was leaked, I think it was some new person, or it was an Ufatopa Whithouse one, and it was Mark Gatiss, which I think is quite likely for Mark Gatiss, because I think if they're going to do a Sleep No More sequel, they need to do it this season, or people will forget about it completely. Yes. Because it was like with the Zygons and the 50th, they should have done the Zygon two-parter in Series 8, when the Zygons were still hot on the brain.
However, they kind of... It worked because they kind of made sure to remind people of stuff.
But it was just so weird bringing them back and then waiting 2 years to then have them back on. It was... It just felt a bit odd, okay? And it allowed the Osgood thing to happen, but even that was a bit shoddy anyway. But, I don't know, I think Chibnall should have written one episode for this season, but the problem is then people would have judged it on if it was good or bad, because then it would have made people. So I can understand him not, but I think he should have maybe have done one. But I'm excited to go because I need to watch Broadchurch.
We still don't even know if he is or not. I mean, nothing's confirmed.
But yeah, the other thing is, say Capaldi doesn't stay, Pearl Mackie to stay on. I'd prefer at least if one part of it stayed on. And I'm okay with Matt Lucas as long as he's really developed in this season, in season 10.
I think... I don't know. I don't really see the companions at the very least staying on until next year. For the next season.
It might be a bit fresh though if we just get a companion for one season.
Yeah. It'd be more like what it used to be, I guess. But, because both Amy and, especially Clara, kind of dragged out their welcome.
No, Amy I was fine with.
Amy just about. Right, she just about.
Because I actually got quite annoyed at both Catherine Tate and Edgar Freeman for only staying one season. I was okay with Martha, because that was kind of the first time, but when it happened with Donna again, I was like, oh, come on, just stay on a little longer. So when Amy did stay on another season, because at the end of Series 5, I was expecting her, when she got married to Rory, to leave. I was really expecting that. So when she stayed on another season, I was like, yes. 2 seasons is kind of, I think, the max for a companion.
She stayed about 2.5.
Yeah, 2 and 5 episodes. And it was okay, because we all knew that she was leaving after episode 5, so I could last that.
Yeah.
But Clara was 2.5. She was 8, 9, and more, over a half for series.
It wasn't so much that the fact
7, and
it wasn't.
She was just changing everything.
But it wasn't quite necessarily like. Well, not only did Moffat make her the centre of everything, but the fact is that they almost wrote her out 3 times. Like they almost wrote her out at the end of the series. They almost wrote her out at the end of Last Christmas.
It was A Death in Heaven, Last Christmas. And then then Hellbent. Well,
Face of Raven.
And then Hellbent.
And then Hellbent. So 4 times they wrote...
They did a goodbye and it just got the pain. Just piss on.
Yeah, because once you try to write out a character and bring them back, without...
It's just a pain.
Your reason, you think, okay, well, I'm kind of sick of it now. I mean, it feels like that was the right time to go. And then as they keep dragging it on, it just...
it loses, but... I mean, I'm excited for this series, but I say that every series. Though I'm getting a better vibe from this one. I think I haven't had this vibe before. I think the break has helped as well.
The break has helped, and I'm feeling good because, last season minus Hellbent, I really enjoyed last season. Quite a big deal.
Yeah.
I think it's the most solid season as a whole since Series 4.
And the more I think about it, the more I actually really, really like Peter Capaldi as the Doctor.
Yeah,
in some ways, I think he actually, in some ways, probably might be the better of the New Who ones. In terms of range, in some ways.
In some ways, I think Christopher Eccleston was probably...
Yeah, but is that the more stories? Because we never really saw a sad Christopher Eccleston. We saw a brooding one.
Well, no, we kind of...
We saw kind of happy. But, I mean, yeah, he did have really good ones, but is that more the season that he had, which gave him great stories?
Possibly.
Because I think that Capaldi is such a good actor.
He is.
Like,
he's
one
a phenomenal
thing, every
actor.
time I see a broom now, all I see is, like, when in Deep Breath, when he's talking about replacing a broom, it's like... it's like theory. If you get a broom, you change the handle, you change the head. Is it still the same broom? No, but you can still sweep the floor with it. He just has really good moments.
He does.
And his like Zygon speech.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Sit down and talk. God, yes. I'm very excited to see him as the lecturer. That is a good point. That is a really good kind of way to make him like more like a teacher.
Yeah.
To Bill, and it makes sense him inviting her to the universe to teach her about it. They've given him that really good role, and I think it really
makes
fits
more sense
him.
than being the caretaker.
It fits him a lot more being a lecturer than a caretaker. It's so much better. Like David Tennant fitted the physics teacher in high school.
Yes.
But Capaldi looks like a lecturer.
He does.
And it really does. And they can always bring it back to the university, so they need to just get a grounded episode to set something else up. They've got a hub now, and they've fixed the unit thing, so they've got unit going. It was 50th anniversary did really help with setting up unit a bit more and gave it a few more characters, so did Power of Three. And Chibnall.
They kind of have a unit family back again, like they used to.
So we've got Chibnall to thank.
It's a different unit family, but it's a unit family.
Still, So thank you Chibnall for kind of starting to fix that in Power of Three, with Kate Stewart. So that was all good. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'd definitely like Capaldi to do one more season. I think.
Yes.
I'd really like that.
I would
just to see him with a different writer at the range.
See him with a different writer, and as I said, I think it's just would help the show as a whole if he just stayed for one more year and then left, as opposed to just leaving now and then the fresh start being a bit more of a stutter rather than a.
And I'd like him to regenerate at the end of the season, not in a Christmas special.
That too.
I am fed up of Christmas special regenerations now.
Yeah.
Because I know it gives you, new series, new Doctor, but I don't want to see that.
So
I'm okay. I liked it when it introduced a new Doctor, like 10th Doctor in the Christmas Invasion, so it got all those new formalities out of the way. So as soon as it hit Series 2, it was straight into adventures.
It made kind of sense for the 10th Doctor's regeneration in the end of time.
But we only had a few months to wait. Like, it was only January. He regenerated on January the 1st, 2010. And then by April the 3rd, the new Doctor had arrived. It was a really short kind of... It was only about, a 3-month wait, really.
Oh, because they were filming in the middle... there was nothing.
They filmed June last year for Series 5. They finished it by the Christmas. Well, early New Year. But, they that was when it was great. Because we got the regeneration, it was straight into the new series. Yeah. And, there wasn't that long gap of waiting. But the problem with Time of the Doctor, that was on the 25th of December... 2013, and then Capaldi's first episode was 28th of August 2014,
something like that.
23rd of August 2014. That's 8 months, and I didn't really want to wait for that. I would have preferred a nice long episode introducing the Doctor, so then when we hit the new series, it's straight into adventures. And we wouldn't have even need to introduce the new companions, so we could have just got straight in there like Series 9 did with 2-parters, get straight in there. And that's what Series 6 did manage to have, because we didn't have to have that introduction of new companions. We could get straight into the series, which is quite nice. So that would be, relatively a nice thing to do. Have, but I'm excited for it, because companion introduction stories are always quite fun. I mean, but they're not like the best. But I don't know. I'm just getting a good feel. The way it looks as well. It just looks nice. It looks like variety and different. I can't compare it to any other series. I'm getting vibes, but it doesn't look like any other series, and I just really love this.
I mean, we haven't seen a lot of it, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm expecting enough a trailer February time.
Something like that.
Because usually Doctor Who, when it starts in spring, starts the Easter weekend. So that will be, I think, Saturday the 15th, I think is what it will be. So something in February or March to drop a trailer just to freshen it up. Yeah, the 15th is when it will be. So it's not too long, which is quite exciting to think after all this time. And yeah, I'm just getting good. I'm getting kind of those excited butterfly feels, which I haven't got. Like, I definitely didn't get for Series 8. I was like, I'm going to watch it because I like Doctor Who, but I'm not like, oh my god, it looks amazing, because it looks just too everything was really dark in that trailer.
I mean, it wasn't quite as bad when you get to the series itself, but and like we got some fantastic episodes in Series 8, so
yeah, Flatline, woo,
yeah.
If everything was like Flatline, then Doctor Who would be like the best still.
Yeah, no doubt. So a bit beyond.
Chibnall will obviously try and do a few series.
I have no idea. I mean,
how it's going to go.
Yes, because the ratings. I'll just say, like, at least here in the UK, because like internationally, I think things have slowly been rising.
Yeah.
But in the UK, ratings have been slowly on the decline. You look at last season, like you compare like it on season to season, it has just slowly been like. The momentum has been slowing down. Yeah,
it used to be 7 or 8 million, and last season it was 5 and 6. Yeah. So it's dropped down. And I mean, 3 to
Doctor
2.
Mysterio actually did slightly better than Husbands of River Song, but slightly. But the ratings haven't. They have been slowing. They have really been slowing. Now, I think some people. At least kids aren't quite as fond as Peter Capaldi. I don't think they just really get him.
I think it's more that they tried to be too grown up with the Clara relationship.
But that doesn't help.
Too adult. It was too adult. Even I was bored.
But I was hearing people at the schools we used to go to outright saying that they didn't like Peter Capaldi as the Doctor. And I was, and I think that is a sentiment that at least a chunk of the audience has. I think some of the story arcs, I would agree. I think sometimes they went a bit too dark. I think that has put people off, and the ratings are slowing. I'm hoping, at least in Chris Chibnall's case, if they build it up enough and get enough people like excited enough for it could have an effect kind of similar potentially to what Spearhead in Space did, perhaps.
Yeah.
Kind of a rebuild, Oh, we're doing this new and we're doing this new. This is a rebuild of our show.
Series 5 did. Series 5 recreated the show to be different. Yeah, that's fine.
And bringing a new audience, get people interested again, get more people excited about Doctor Who again.
Yeah. I think Chibnall needs to more concentrate on getting the show solid rather than... Moffat has done brilliant on getting the show to be bigger. He really has. He's done amazingly well. I'm not going to take that away from him. He has made Doctor Who in American, as big in America as well.
Yeah.
I think Chibnall, he needs to maintain that, but also make sure that he goes and does his own thing with the show. And I think he really could do something well. I mean, he's run series before. He's done Broadchurch, and I'm not sure has Moffat ever run a series before. Because I know that at least Chibnall, we definitely know for sure, has experience of writing a successful TV show and running it for multiple seasons and not running out of... With Broadchurch, obviously, is the most famous one out there, and I really do need to watch it.
Yeah. One thing... Yeah.
I mean, he's done Sherlock, but there's like one few episodes every now and then. But he's never done, I think, multiple seasons... I mean, he's done writing credits and stuff, but I don't think he's ever run a series except, I think, Jekyll, which was in on BBC in 2007. But I don't think he's done any. So that's kind of one. But we know that Chibnall has got experience, and I just he looks different to Moffat. I know it's a really weird thing to say, but it kind of makes you think he thinks different. He'll bring his own style to Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, he very much will. But of course, Phil Chibnall, I mean, Moffat was as well, but he's very much, of course, a fan of the show. I mean, that's important to note I mean, of course, everyone since the new series has been a fan of the show.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, this is basically a love letter by fans for fans in many ways. But of course, there's that clip of Chibnall talking about how he wasn't particularly fond of the Trial of the Time Lord season as a whole. Like, and well, I haven't watched all of it yet. I will say that from the bits I've watched, it's solid enough, but it didn't really need to. Let's just say the season which they had planned instead beforehand looked a lot better.
Yeah.
But just leave it. Yeah. But he has an idea of what he wants the show to be. He clearly does. Even from the little bits we've heard about
I think sometimes he gets in a problem of he starts writing and gets so far that he can't turn back, so he has to try and mould what he's done so far into a new thing. That's where I think Death in Heaven fell, because I think he got this good thing and was like, oh god, what am I going to do here? I can't go back and change it now. I need to finish what I've done.
I think it's that, and he always kind of rushes his scripts. Like, because I think as a script editor, and being like kind of not having a script editor and being like kind of head writer, he has to feel kind of an obligation to pump out many stories at once. Yeah, when his best stories are ones where he's written like 1-2 episodes a season, like in of course series 1, and like, and of course when he spent a while working on the 50th anniversary, that turned out really well because of it. I just don't think all of his episodes, I think he just has an idea, puts it to paper, and then sends it out as is.
Doesn't clear. And I think they don't have a script editor, do they?
Not anymore.
Yeah,
I think Moffat got rid of the script editor.
I think they need to, bring someone in. I think Moffat acts as script editor, and I think they really need someone in, who can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I listen to Trilby, and sometimes he fixes the plot holes so easily.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Titus Reviews, another YouTube channel, and he fixes them within seconds. Sometimes it's like you just need someone who like Trilby can just go, look, that doesn't work. That doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Go back and you got to change that.
Yeah.
But the problem is at the moment they're like, oh, it's Doctor Who. I can do whatever you like.
I can bend the entire universe.
Why we all were like worried about Return of Doctor Mysterio. I mean, the name literally doesn't make sense, but I mean, I don't know what else you'd really call it. Super York. Super York. Yorkie Bar.
Not Superman.
Not Superman. Please don't copyright. But
and then beyond that, I was talking about the ratings. Sorry, I got backtracked, but hopefully the ratings improve come Chibnall. I really, really hope that happens.
Time of broadcast has really hurt this
and
show.
That too.
And that's why in the spring it will be fixed.
Yes.
Because what else comes on in spring on BBC?
Nothing.
Nothing like which is recurring annually.
Yes. So with the different time.
I'm hoping to see
with the new script editor,
7s and 6s this season.
I'm really hoping that the things improve. Should they not, perhaps they might. I don't know. Well, not. I think considering it's foreign success now, I don't think they cancel it at least for a while.
It's making.
It's definitely not
making perfectly fine money.
Yes, it's doing perfectly well.
To about 4 and 3, is it?
Yeah, that's when we really get worried. I think it's in a healthy place, but it's in kind of. It's not quite as solid as it used to be, as it were, Yeah. Which is a cause for concern in the long term, just to keep an eye on it. But
I think a head writer should only stay on for about 3 to 4 seasons. I think Moffat should have left at the end of last season.
Yes.
Unless the series is great, then sure, Moffat, no worries, stay on for this season.
Nah.
But
I mean, even
different.
Still.
It's like when you freshen up a salad by mixing it up again. You dress it.
Yeah. It feels like the Moffat.
It needs to be mixed up again.
It really does feel like the Moffat era has just gone on forever, though.
It has. Well, I mean, we were in what was it? It was 2010, so. It's been almost 7 years. That's as long as Tom Baker was the Doctor, guys. So, there you go. That's it. And I mean, we still got...
He just couldn't let go. That's just the thing about He just couldn't let go, and he couldn't let go of his characters, and he couldn't...
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't mind, to be honest, in terms of Moffat coming back to write the odd story.
Oh no, I really wish that Russell T Davies had done that.
Yeah, as well.
Maybe he will in Chibnall era.
Yeah,
because he said he'd never. He said, actually, to be fair, Russell T Davies said he'd never write anything for the 11th Doctor, but then he did with the death of the Doctor in Sarah Jane Adventures.
it's true.
He did write that, but I wish, I think maybe because it'll be, he would have finished his script in like 2009 early, so it's almost been 10 years since Russell T Davies probably would have written anything. So maybe he'll come back for something like a series 12 or something.
Yeah, I mean that's just his story by him, and also a script by Moffat would be sort of appreciated. Because if he spends a bit of time and gets a really solid script for a season, then I've got absolutely no problem. Like if he, writes just spends a bit of time and writes one solid story. I think things.
So I mean, right at this moment, even while we're talking, Chris Chibnall's probably working on Doctor Who.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Because they're going to start filming it in.
Because they had the latest series of Broadchurch, and I think they finished with that.
Yeah,
haven't they?
I think if they finished with Broadchurch series 3, he's going to jump straight on Doctor Who.
Yes.
And obviously he's going to need to know straight away what Capaldi is doing, if he's going to regenerate at Christmas, or I hope not. But or what he's going to do. So I mean, Capaldi's going to have to be making up his mind pretty soon, really.
Yes. If the BBC, as we've heard, the rumours don't interfere anyway.
Yeah, with the Colin Baker rubbish.
Well, yeah.
3 years and then you're out. Oh, sorry. I bet you they'll say that. And as soon as the new Doctor comes in,
look at it from
if it's really popular, they won't do it.
If this rumour is true, which we don't even know if it's true,
so.
But if the rumour is true and they're thinking of replacing him with a younger actor just to make it a bit more, increase ratings and popularity to what it was, then I'm
going to be a bit.
I can see from their perspective.
Understand it.
I can understand what they're trying to do, but I think as a fan, it's kind of infuriating, and you could just wait one more season; it'd be all okay.
Just go. If I think if Capaldi does one more season, please let it be Chibnall, and then just go on, and then whatever. And I mean, then it gives us 4 Doctors who we can use in a multi-Doctor story. Bring on the 60th,
and maybe even, possibly even Paul McGann.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're getting closer to the 60th.
And to be fair, Sylvester McCoy doesn't look that different to what he did. I mean, he's the only Doctor that would be able to pass off as his younger self with a bit of makeup. Because in The Hobbit, he looked pretty much as he did.
He does, with makeup and but I mean, it's been 4 years when it hits November, so we're almost halfway there to the 60th. I think that Chibnall should do 4 years, 3 years or 4 years as head writer.
I think very much
hiatus of a year. New writer comes in, carries on. Because I think that'd be quite a good thing to do. Bringing back the Time Lords, I think they do need to do something like what they did with the Pertwee era and have something which causes him to just like a story arc which is just a bit more interesting. Basically, to put it short. So, like, the Time Lords take control of the Doctor's TARDIS.
Something a bit bigger.
I think it should be like the Doctor loses control over his TARDIS. So adventures become a lot more random. Because they haven't done that in ages.
Or perhaps for a season he doesn't outright have a TARDIS, and it's just being transported elsewhere. So if the Time Lords did have him, then they could just teleport him and send him on missions to places.
They could do an entire series based on Daleks and have a Dalek War kind of thing, because there's this audio series about Dalek War. Have something completely.
Oh, you're talking about the Dalek Empire?
Just do something. Yeah, Dalek Empire. That's it. And just have something entirely set, an entire season, because you could actually build it up and do something like a Dalek's Master Plan kind of level of bigness. And actually really kind of have Davros in there, have the Emperor Dalek, really just go all big on the Daleks. Just have a season on that. Build it up in the season beforehand. This is what I'd do, okay? So over the seasons, I'd build up this war, and everybody's mentioning how the Daleks are getting bigger, or the Daleks came to my planet. And it's only really subtle. And they do this for about a season, maybe even 2. Maybe at the end of the first season mention this, the Daleks destroyed my home planet, and then throughout the next season have it becoming more and more mentioned. And then in the end the second season with a cliffhanger with the Daleks. Like, end it with cliffhanger. I know I don't like doing it, but Doctor Who would come back if they did that. And the entire third season is this massive Dalek. You know, just it doesn't even need to be entire 13 episodes. They could do like an 8-episode run thing of just a massive Dalek story where they're really powerful, killing lots of people. Like, that would be different enough to be pretty interesting. Like, build up the Daleks or even the Cybermen. You could do one or the other, but just build them up to be this really big force, have a massive, like, you know, all out, like, enough of Time War, but on, like, the screen, you know, like, actually show this shit.
Yes.
I think the Daleks would find the Time Lords eventually. I think they could really actually build something really massive if they only do it like that. I mean, you know, listeners, you might not agree, and, you know, you can say below. Time War. But, like, you know, they could really, really do something with this. But, yeah, and then, you know, then a small hiatus, like a year, and then back with a normal season and get back into the same old thing. Like a Key to Time thing, just have a random season where it's like that. But yeah, so those are kind of our views. I mean, we've kind of rambled on a bit. So let us know of your views below. How would you do it? What do you think of Series 10? Is it giving you good vibes? Is it giving you bad vibes? What do you think of Bill? What do you think of Nardole? You know, just let us know below exactly what you think.
Just tell us something.
Just tell us something. So
tell us what you had for dinner yesterday.
And how does that make you feel about Series 10?
Yes.
How do you feel about Chibnall? Do you think Moffat stayed too long? Do you think Capaldi should stay on? Do you think he should leave? Let us know below. Thank you very much for listening to us ramble on for 46 minutes. And yes, we hope to see you subscribe or not. You know, don't just be like a Moffat and stay on because you feel like you have to. So we'll see you maybe on another video or not. Boy!